Well, I thought I'd try to measure the length of coax. It's a simple task to do, and I got a surprising result. So let me show you what I did. I had a coil of, this is RG8-X, or RG8X, and it's 50 ohms. It's not the good stuff, it's the cheapy stuff. I'm not sure where I bought this from. The connectors are already attached to it and everything. It's 50 feet. But I wanted to be accurate, so me and my wife stretched it out and I measured it. It's 50 feet 4 inches. So let's see if we can't measure this thing electronically instead of with a tape measure. Okay, so what do we know? We know it's RG8X. We know it's 50 feet 4 inches. Which is 604 inches long. Oops, sorry. 604 my chair still squeaks. 604 inches. And if you calculate that, it's 15.34 meters. Okay, so that's the number we want to get. So what do we know? We know the speed of light is 300 million meters per second, or thereabouts, which gives you about 51.1 nanoseconds. So from one end to the coax to the other end of the coax should take electricity about 51 nanoseconds. Okay, and we're ignoring velocity factor for now, but that's what it should take. Okay, so the first measurement I made is with a very simple setup. It's a pulse generator into one end of the coax and looking at the pulse at the other end of the coax. So this is an oscilloscope measurement. So I'm looking at the input pulse and the output pulse, and I'm measuring the delay between the two pulses, and that's how long it takes to get through the coax, okay? So no shenanigans. It's just channel 1 input, channel 2 output, away you go. And what do you get? You get about 79, 78 nanoseconds edge to edge. Okay, so now we can bring in velocity factor. We can say, well, we have to calculate that. So 51 divided by 79 gives you a 64% velocity factor. Now that's a reasonable velocity factor for coax, but it's not a reasonable velocity factor for RG8X. It's supposed to be around 79%. So very, very strange. Usually these coaxes are foam dielectrics, and the foam dielectrics are pretty fast, so they're 79%. If it's a solid, like solid polypropylene dielectric or something, it can get down here at 64, but it has to be a solid dielectric. So I'm kind of surprised to see that. All the literature that I've seen says that RG8X should be at 79%, 78%, 79%. So we get 64%. So maybe I made a measurement error. I don't know. So I tried measuring it a different way, and I'll show you that setup. This time we're going to use the NANOVNA to measure coax length. Okay. So we can use the phase diagram in the NANOVNA, and if we go from 0 degree phase to 180 degree phase, that's going to be equal to a quarter wavelength, okay? And so it's like a quarter wave stub, right? This is with one end at the channel 0 and the other end floating, so there's a reflection, and you see that reflection, okay? And the frequency that we see that reflection equal to 180 degrees is 3.15 megahertz. We can also, instead of looking at the phase diagram, we can look at the Smith chart. And halfway around the Smith chart, you started at an open, and you go all the way over to a close, going halfway around the Smith chart. That's also a quarter wave stub. That's also a quarter wave. So at what frequency does that happen? Guess what? 3.15 megahertz, so exactly the same. In fact, the angle on the Smith chart is the phase angle, right? So, same thing. All right, so how many nanoseconds is one wavelength of frequency? So 1.35 megahertz is 317.5 nanoseconds. That's for one wavelength. So we divide that by 4 and we get 79.4 nanoseconds. Now what did we get in our oscilloscope measurement? We got 79.6 nanoseconds. So very, very, very close. And so it seems as though this strange RG8X coax has a very low velocity factor. And what is velocity factor? Velocity factor is the speed of light in the coax. So instead of traveling at 100%, which is the speed of light, it's only traveling at 64% the speed of light. Yeah, so optical engineers would call that the index of refraction and different units, speed of light in the medium. RF engineers call it velocity factor. 64. So I'm wondering if anybody has measured their RG8X and gotten also a very strange number.